Hello and welcome to yet another review by Optics Straight. I'm doing a review on a Holosun red dot sight today, but this is one of the newest red dot sights in Holosun's offer. It has two new characteristics: a rotary switch for the illumination intensity and a gold reticle. Holosun is a relative newcomer in the world of optics. They were established in 2013, which is really not that long ago, and they have quickly established themselves as one of the top sellers of red dot sights in the world. They manufacture red dot sights, lasers, and also magnifiers now from 2019 onwards. They're known for offering quality products at affordable prices, and also for implementing innovative solutions to their red dot sights, such as titanium housings, solar cells, different colors of reticles. They now have red, green, and gold in their offer, and also the ability to switch between reticles on some of their sights. Because of everything that I've mentioned, they're really competitive on the red dot sight market, and they can be measured against some Japanese and also some European devices. They also break the stereotype that all Chinese products are of low quality. Because of their success, they cooperate with some other companies such as Primary Arms. Together they launched a red dot sight with Primary Arms custom ACSS reticle, which is really successful. And now in 2019 at SHOT Show, they announced the release of R models. We will get to what R stands for later in this review. And they also announced the release of gold models. This model has both characteristics. This is a small tube sight, and we are used to this form factor from the Holosun Parallel series. This form factor was originally popularized by the famous Swedish red dot sight manufacturing company. They were the first to come up with this look, so a small tube and of this particular size. This sight is 66 millimeters long, which is around 2.6 inches. It weighs around 170 grams with a high mount and with a battery inserted. It comes with a high mount for a lower third co-witness on an AR platform. It's a fixed mount, but there is also a fixed mount that is lower than this one that comes in the box for rifle mounting and other applications. What about the numbers? So this one has 503. 5 with Holosun always means that there is a switchable reticle, so the user can here switch between a 2 MOA dot and a 2 MOA dot surrounded by a 65 MOA circle. So we have a dot and a circle dot. 0 with the Parallel series always stands for standard accessory, so you get a fixed mount instead of the quick detachable one. You get a bikini cover instead of removable flip-up caps. There is no kill flash filter here. And the number 3 means that this sight belongs to the Parallel series. If we removed the high mount here, we could see that there is an aim point micro footprint below. And if you do not want to use this mount, if you want to get a quick detachable mount or something like that, you won't have trouble finding it, because there are plenty of mounts on the market available for the aim point micro footprint. What about the letters? Well, R and GD, both really new with Holosun. With all the R models, Holosun used a different mechanism for the illumination system that they use on other devices. So instead of 2 buttons that were usually found on the top or on the side, there is now a rotary switch on the side of the device for illumination intensity setting. Some shooters prefer this solution and find it more ergonomic. It all depends on the user preference. But this is something that we are used to with aim point micro devices, the rotary switch. I do have to point out that the switch is well made and that it nicely clicks when set to each of the levels. And because there are no buttons, Holosun had to come up with a different solution for switching between 2 MOA dot and a circle dot. Well, you can now see that I have the circle dot chosen, and there is a mark here on the rotary switch, and once you align the mark, so the circle dot mark, with the arrow, the sight automatically switches to the dot. So you simply go here, go back, and now you have the circle dot. again, go here, go back, and you have the 2 MOA dot. This is a really nice solution. There is only one problem if you're, for example, I don't know, on the night vision device compatible intensity level 1. You have to go quite a long way to switch, and then to get back to 1. It will take some time, so this is perhaps a slight disadvantage of this mechanism. It operates on a CR2032 battery that is installed here on the side. It actually is the illumination intensity knob and the battery compartment are in the same location. And another innovation that I also haven't pointed out yet, but I mentioned it in the beginning, is that is linked to the GD letter. So this is Holosun's brand new gold illumination color, which has been introduced to the public by Holosun and shown on the prototypes not long ago, and now it's already available. But what is the trick with this color? Well, yellow/gold appears to be a colorblindness neutral color, as Holosun puts it. And I myself am not colorblind. I do not have astigmatism as well, but I do like this new color, and the definition of the reticle is really great. You cannot see that now because it's not focused. I will try to do my best to show you the illumination at the end of this video, but I really am a fan of this definition and the design of the reticle. I do have to mention that at certain backgrounds the reticle appears a bit greenish. It all depends on the contrast of the background. Additionally, this version, so the HE503R GD, comes with a glossy finish as opposed to the also new HE503R GD, where you cannot switch between dot and a circle dot. I also have it here in the box, so you can see even on the box that this one is a glossy version and this one standard. Furthermore, the turrets are shrouded for protection, even though the design does not have the letter U in its name. So with Holosun it's a little bit confusing. With the previous models, U usually told us that the turrets are protected. Now here on the device there is no U in its name, but the devices are protected nevertheless, the turrets. Well, as regards the turret operation, you can rotate them with the caps without problems. The clicks are half MOA, and there are some problems with the rotations. It is quite sturdy, so it might be better to use gloves. The clicks are half MOA, so this is 1.5 centimeters on 100 meters, and they produce crisp clicks even though that they're sturdy to rotate. On this model, Holosun promises you up to 100,000 hours of battery life, which is simply amazing. Even half of that duration on a mid setting is really good. Of course, if you use the circle dot, the battery will die sooner. For the housing, they use the CNC milled 6061 aluminum alloy. The same alloy has been used for the high and the low mount that is inside the box. This is IP67 protected, so it means complete protection against dust and protection up to 1 meter of submersion in water for half an hour. The front lens tilted. This is not an error, still a common question that we get, but because the lens is tilted, the beam projected by the diode can reflect to the user's eye regardless of the user's eye position in front of the device. More about this can be read on the Holosun website under frequently asked questions. What about the optical characteristics and the illumination? Well, 12 illumination intensity levels as is standard with parallel. 10 are daytime compatible, 2 are night vision device compatible, and they're operated with a rotary switch, which is a novelty by Holosun. There is no tint whatsoever, which is really great. So great optics for this sight. 2 MOA dot and a circle dot, I already mentioned this. A 1x magnification allowing the user to utilize shots with both eyes open, and the shake awake function, which is a signature mechanism implemented by Holosun, meaning that if you leave the sight stationary for a while, it will power off automatically, and then if you move it, it will power back on in an instant, and you'll be ready to shoot at that time. What about the scope of delivery? So I already have the bikini cover here made of rubber. I already have the instruction manual here, which you get in the box. In the box itself, so it's a plastic box, foam for protection, lens cloth inside, a hex key, and as I said several times, a low mount for the Picatinny platform, if you wish to mount this on, let's say, a hunting rifle. That's basically it. So for the scope of delivery, the price is around 350 euros, up or down around that price, and the warranty is, as is with all Elite models, lifetime on the housing and 10 years on the electronics. I did forget to mention that this is categorized as Elite, which is probably because of the gold illumination. The green illumination models are also classified as Elite, and gold models also appear to be classified as Elite, as it says here. Now that we're at the end of this review, as we always do, we'll point out some of its strong points, some of its weak points. The strong points are the great definition of the dot and the circle dot, and there is no tint at all, so great optical properties. Then we have a fine rotary switch, which some might prefer to Holosun's standard buttons. It is really nice to turn, clicks nicely in the position, and a clever solution for switching between the circle dot and a 2 MOA dot. So really nicely made by Holosun. I also like the protected turrets, and as a whole I think that this sight really works, really has some great characteristics for the price. But there are some weak points, as always there is some room for improvement. The glass here on the back is exposed, which means that you can break it if you're not careful, but it is a characteristic of all Holosun parallel red dot sights. With Aimpoint Micro, this glass here is better protected. Then furthermore, if you're, for example, on level 1 of illumination intensity, and if you wish to switch to the, let's say, circle dot, you have to go all the way around and then back to level 1, which will take some time, and it is not the fastest solution out there. This is easier on the Holosuns with buttons. And if you look through, you can perhaps see that the space where the glass part merges with housing in the optical axis is a bit blackish. I do not know if you can see that, but again, that is a minor issue. Other than that, I don't think that there are any weak points or things that would need improvement. This innovative red dot sight is one of the first on the market with Holosun's new gold illumination. And if you're having problems seeing red and green, you should definitely give this one a try. I tried it myself. I do not have astigmatism, but I really do think that the definition of the circle dot and the dot are really nice. Thank you for watching this review. I hope that you found it useful. If you did, like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check out our other videos of Holosun red dot sights. There are much more on our channel, and many more. And see you next time. Bye bye.